Hello again, everybody. My name is Dale DuFay, and right there's Mary Hall. How you doing, Mary?
I'm doing great. Got my drink. My nephew felt sorry for me and got me one last night.
Oh, mean bean, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's too bad that we're not a sponsor.
Right.
But anyway, Mary suggested we start the video out here because we hooked up all the plumbing inside, but also outside here. We vented it. This stack was already here. You're really supposed to go through the roof, but they went outside with it. So I thought, well, we might as well tie what we did, which is to the left there. And we just went ahead and teed it right into this, right at the top. I might eventually elbow it out and go up beyond the roof, because that's what that does is it vents the septic tank and all the plumbing. So you will get an odor up there. That's why it's supposed to be up through the roof. And this one we just abandoned because this was their vent, which is too low. You can't have the vent coming, out the main line below the sink line. This should have been up here above where the top of the sink level is. So we put ours way up there.
Doesn't that have something to do with the water draining out of the sink?
No, it doesn't. That's all inside. This was their old vent, which we abandoned by simply,
I
pouring.
meant for the reason for it to be above the sink was what I was asking. Why does it need to be above the sink like we did it?
Oh, because if the sink overflows, it won't vent. If the vent's below this water line, it won't vent. So it has to be above the highest part where you're going to have water inside. Okay, it's always supposed to be above that. Like, say if your sink was, say, real low, then it could still work above that. But it's generally the highest water line in the house is where you want the vent to be above, which we did.
That's why I was asking.
Oh, thanks for asking. Because, and this is the main drain going in to the septic tank. And then we vented this side, we vented the toilet. See, this was their old vent right here. This old thing coming again way too low. It was attached to this. This again is all abandoned. We abandoned all this and filled it with concrete on the inside. But we came out here. Mary drilled that hole. My God, look at that freaking hole, would you? How tight and beautiful. All we gotta do is caulk that. Done. But see how we went above the roof on this one? We went above the roof line. Again, you really should go through the roof, but they didn't, so neither are we. So see how we had to fasten the back of this siding to what all the work we did? I ran some screws. See the screws right here and here and there, because this was all like floating. It wasn't attached to everything we did because we had to totally undo all of it, because it was rotten. So we had to fasten it from the outside. So let's go inside and take a look at the work we did in there. Everything's done except I got to take it all apart and glue it.
Dave's coming today for the water lines and the stove line.
All right. So we got the guy coming to do the supply lines today too. I'd like doing that, but I don't know how to do those flexible, flex plastic lines. Well, I do, but I don't have the tools. There's our toilet.
Plus a bottle of thing of golf balls.
Shout out to My American Standard, who also is not a sponsor. So we got everything done here. You can see the main vent there going up, toilet flange and whatnot. And as I head down, Mary can maybe hold the camera as I get down there. Ready?
Ready.
All right. I'll go down this side.
Going down our escape hatch.
But we got a drop cloth down there so it doesn't, where am I? All right, sorry. That's my hand. There's Mary. All right. Just go down there, take a peek. All right. Here's what we did down here. See, this is where the original line is. And there's our main vent stack going up. There's the going to the toilet. You don't need to make a P-trap for the toilet because the toilet has a built-in P-trap. So you don't have to do it. And why do you need P-traps, you might ask? Because it traps the gas from coming through. from the septic tank, because this always has water in it, so it traps the gas from escaping. And this is the main drain coming down from the shower. That has to have a P-trap, of course, because the shower doesn't have a built-in one. Going into the main drain, and then all being vented. And see how I put the shower intake below the toilet intake? Because if this was above the toilet intake, then the gases would still come, want to come in. They'd be trapped there anyway, regardless. But I chose to put it below the toilet drain. So, but see how simple that is? I got to take it all apart and glue it, though. Every single joint has to be primed and glued. Every single one of these. So, and same with outside. So, but I got the hard part done, the cutting and all that. Oh yeah, and this, don't forget. Da, da, da. See, this is where we vented it. See how we went out? That's where we went out. And then we teed off there, and then that goes into the sink. We don't have to put a P-trap there either, because the sink will have its own P-trap inside the vanity. So then it'll have the drain going down, and then this one tapped into the laundry. See, it was just a pipe, little 1.5-inch pipe coming out where it was originally tapped in, and that all goes to the laundry, which is right next to the bathroom. So I just tapped right into that. See how simple it was? Real simple. I like doing stuff like that. It's kind of fun.
Little puzzle.
Yeah, it's you cut it, you dry fit it, and they fit real tight even when you don't glue them. So you gotta real painstakingly take each piece apart and glue it. And what I do is I take a Sharpie and I go ahead and I make a mark, say go in here, and then on top of this piece as well, so I know exactly where to re-glue it. You see, that's how I do it, because you have to dry fit it. You can't kind of glue it as you go, because you don't know if you have to tip it this way or that way, to keep it straight up and down and all that. So it's that part's complicated. And then we got the drain in. The shower's going to be ready to put up. All we got to do is insulate these walls first, and then put the shower out. We don't have to insulate this wall or that wall, because that's already an exterior wall, insulated. So we only got to insulate that wall, and the shower can go in. And then, of course, we're going to insulate this wall, and that wall. All are going to be insulated with R15. And we already have 2 layers of 1/2-inch R3, amazing, which doubled up gives us R6. So we'll have R21, not to mention the R value of the siding and the drywall, et cetera, et cetera. Right. So we're going to have this, and then we have, I noticed this 2-inch foam under here is a R10 value. So we got R10 along with this filled block, which I'm not sure what that is. I'm not sure. I think I heard if it was filled, it's like a R8. But with, so the crawl space is adequately, big time, sealed and insulated. But it's better insulated up here. So the temperature down there will be relatively close to the temperature up here. Close enough to where nothing will freeze. So this is Dale DuFay reporting from the pit. And there's Mary Hull. She did all the cutting, man. She did such a fantastic job. She even cut that hole up there. Look at it. Look at that, for crying out loud. Look at it. How tight that is. Isn't that nice? And all we got to do is caulk that, get the insulation loosely around the pipe very nicely, as best as possible to maintain the R value there. I remember when we first tore this bathroom out, there was no insulation whatsoever in this whole bat here. But where there was insulation, it was that blown in asbestos garbage, which was totally inefficient because it doesn't spread evenly. It doesn't stay, fluffed up nice. It just gets packed and dense, and it doesn't, it doesn't work properly. So you can see we got all the electrical in too. That guy's coming later. He's gonna hook it up for me, I think. Well, I can do the electrical. I just want him to run it into the breaker box or tell me where to tap it into, So I don't want to make that decision myself. I don't know that much about electric. I know enough how to run the wiring and everything. This is, we removed this stud, this offset stud. It goes right here. We removed it simply because it made it a lot easier to, you know, get out the wall there and get these pipes fitted and all that good stuff. So we will return that stud because it does hold our faucet. Because we already had the faucet mounted on these cross blocks here. These cross blocks will go back on. One's for the faucet and one's for the head of the shower head. So yeah, there we go. We're ready to rock and roll here. It won't be long and we'll be using the toilet, my friend.
Yeah.
And once we get all that stuff glued, we can run water. You know, we can actually set up the toilet even before the supplies are in. We can actually use the toilet. All you're going to do is fill the bowl with a bucket of water, and then you could use it and then flush it with the bucket of water in the meantime. But the supply lines are going to be here soon enough, so we'll have everything be working.
Yeah.
All right, from the pit again. Anything you want to add, Mary?
I love you guys. You guys are wonderful. Stay safe, guys.
Okay.
Have a wonderful day.
Awesome. So with that, we both thank you for watching, and we'll talk at you later. Love ya.